Yo, it's another episode
A Free Game Friday.
Episode number 13.
13.
Well,
Yes.
who's counting? You know how this go, man. Send in your questions. We're going to take 25 to 30 minutes and answer as many as we can.
Oh, and if you want personalized help, you can hit the link below or in my bio, and I can help you out.
Right? If you got a specific question you want answered, please click the link in the description, and we're giving out that game for the free.
For the free.
Let's go.
Free Game Friday.
First one is from Joe. My kids and I love your music. Could you edit your music to make it a little more kid friendly? No. Unfortunately, I can't. I like to be free with my art and do whatever I please. I don't think it's harming the kids at all by hearing me speak freely. I don't think it's doing any damage to them. As long as you're raising them well, they should be pretty great kids.
They're going to learn those words eventually.
Exactly. The entire world uses them. It's not my music.
This one is from TVOB42. What, in your mind, makes a better punchline?
Comedic wit makes a great punchline. Like those ones where it's like you have to laugh at it, you know, like, so the ones that are funny, like what Kanye say, I can't even pronounce nothing past that Versace. I like those ones that got wit, or the ones that just make you like, how mud pie, I ain't just come out the dirt, I'm made from it. You know, one of those.
You just quote
yourself. This shit dumping and trying to feed an elephant with a spoon. It's like those ones is like, yeah, that's some shit.
Yeah. Or when they're so horribly true that you kind of just have to laugh at it, like that Dave Chappelle stand up.
Well, I'm not a nigger either. Right?
Sheesh.
All those things.
We're going to have to bleep that part out. They're going to cancel our YouTube episode for that one.
I can't be canceled.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying YouTube. This is yours.
What you mean?
It's for you to read.
Oh. It's from at DMTS_network. Did you need a permit to do shows in the yard? No, it's like throwing a house party. Like niggas have done their whole lives growing up. I don't need a permit yet. There may get to a time where I may need a permit, but I haven't needed one yet.
Everybody okay out there? All right.
Right, nigga out there on his tip.
This is from Dion_realfan. Are there companies that admin for independent artists? Because registering music can take time away from the art.
There are several. There's a lot of independent publishing admin companies, and I love Song Trust. That's one that we use. And then Cobalt is also an independent. They're one of the largest independent publishers. But there's so many publishing companies that do it independently that you could just look up. You can Google. But I think the best way is to have them come to you, be impressive, and do dope shit, make dope songs, and eventually they'll reach out. This is from... Is it on me?
Yep.
This is from at Jared T. How much money should I be pushing for IG ads for a clothing brand? I think it's based on how much money do you want to make and how much product do you want to sell. There's not a set amount. I think that when something finally goes, you should start with like $5 to $10 and see an increase. And if you're able to make like a 2 to 3 times multiple of that, then that tells you, okay, if I run $50, I'll make $150. If I run $100, I'll make $300. So start small and just see how your product multiplies. If you start with $5 a day and you're able to make $15 a day or more, then that's an easy indicator to ramp it up. What is it?
This is from T.A.O._.
My nigga dyslexic.
You know what? How do you start getting small venues for shows? You reach out to them. And you put what your draw is, and you put the dates that you would like to rent the venue. But first, you go on the venue website and you see what dates they have available, so that way you don't ask for dates that are already taken and then they ignore you.
Love it. Yeah, and use sites like Indie on the Move. That's a great site. It's a venue database. All of my early shows I booked through Indie on the Move. Polestar is a great venue database. They show you historic data on shows. But yeah, ultimately look for them. Find a booker email and reach out and put a good subject line and just keep it short and concise. Yep. Who are you? How many people can you bring in? What date you want? And, simple as that. If you want to rent it or you want to do a door deal, keep it really short and concise. If you got an EPK or one sheet, that's a great thing to add to it. This is from Cassidy at It's 1 a.m. somewhere. There you go. Should an artist move out of their area, city, or sometimes state if they can't find success for their music in it? I don't think you ever can't find success because of your area. If you can't find success, you just can't find success. I think it's very the access we have now and the internet. There's nowhere that's a dead zone, right? Unless you're in somewhere that's literally a dead zone.
Unless you don't have access.
Right now,
to the internet.
you could be from Winnemucca, Nevada, and make it with social media today. If you're not successful with your music, it's not because where you're from. I can promise you.
This is from Phases of My Journey. Who do you recommend for clothing production? S&S Activewear, Pro
That's
Club.
for blanks because they don't do production.
To make the
they
clothes
don't manufacture.
for you.
So yeah, when you do production, I mean it depends on what you're talking about. Manufacturing, I don't have many. We manufacture everything in house. We're starting to partner with Pro Club, so they'll be manufacturing specific pieces, but we make everything in house. If you're asking for just like wholesale product, then yeah, S&S Activewear. But for production, there's so many companies. Just look online and look for print shops near you or make that shit in-house.
And a lot of the times they'll send you examples, so you don't have to commit to anything first. They'll send you examples of what they're able to do, and then you can see if you like their product.
Yep.
It's on you, bud.
Come on. This is from at Trip Never Slip. Come on. What was your biggest key in your growth? What tools did you use? My biggest key in my growth?
Me. No, I'm just kidding.
My biggest key was No, I don't
consistency.
Consistency was my biggest key, and the tool I used was consistency.
Yep.
In social media. Yep. Consistent social media. Make great shit constantly and give it away. Share it.
Content.
Content.
This is from Danae. It's a long one.
It's in cursive? Who wrote this?
Sarai.
Getting fancy over there, right?
And I'm not dyslexic because I'm going to read the whole thing right.
Come on.
LaRussell, do you, and if so, how, do you maintain a level of privacy / boundaries / separation, especially considering that you seem hella transparent in your music and also welcome strangers in your backyard of your house? P.S. Thank y'all so much for being so consistent with this free game. God bless. Aww. You're welcome.
I don't have to really try too hard to maintain my privacy. I'm kind of just living, and if you see me outside, people greet me and say what's up, and we kind of move and navigate from there. People don't usually show up to my home unannounced. Very, very seldom does that happen, and that's usually just a conversation away. Yeah, it's nothing really I have to strive hard to maintain. If I'm not in a mood to kind of communicate and speak to people, I usually voice that or communicate it, and I could get my space back. But we'll see how this goes as it grows and get bigger.
To be
Is it
determined.
good? This is from at C434. You tired already? You
No, what?
Done? She's looking at the clock,
was having
y'all.
so much
She's
fun that I
looking
wanted
at
to
the
make
clock.
sure we
She's
have more
like,
time.
I'm over it. This is from C434. How did you start to pay what you want brunches? I want to do something similar in my community. Man, so the best way to do that is go to a restaurant that you actually love or eat at or dine at frequently. And if the owners fuck with you because you're always there and you always showing love and they're a fan of what you're doing, it's an easy call, right? I suggest that either offering to cover half their expenses or all of their expenses so they don't have to take a big hit. If you guys lose together. If you guys win together. Simple as that.
This is from Indie Pop Media. Is there anything you won't rap about?
Not really.
Let me rap.
Not really. This is from at no704.
Your granny's note.
Shut the fuck up. Right, nigga. All right.
Oh,
Best playlists and sites you like to use. I don't use any playlist. I guess Playlist Push. I've used Playlist Push on a few occasions, but I don't love it. I don't think it serves in the way that I would like it to. I don't
But is it the website or is it just playlisting?
I think it's playlisting in general. I think playlisting has to be organic, right? Mm-hmm. You can utilize sites like Playlist Push. So Playlist Push basically has an archive or an arsenal of independent playlist curators that are supposedly vetted. I don't know if they're truly vetted or not, but they're supposed to be vetted, so their playlists have to be legit. And they basically you can submit your songs directly to them. They listen to it and they could choose to add it to their playlist or not. Right? So we've done it
you have to pay for it.
Like yeah, and you have to pay for the submission. I did it early with like The Way. I've done it with like Baggage Claim at one point, but it's never really
You did it with Mud Pies.
Mud Pies, yeah. Yeah, I don't know how well it's worked. That's a very tough thing to gauge, because like Spotify will show you what plays are coming from playlists, but it's never in abundance. So I don't even really know the validity of the playlist, right? Mm-hmm. I did it to see, and each time it hasn't really I haven't seen a substantial difference. So I'm unsure, but I do know early on when I did playlisting for The Way, that shit really worked. Like it was abundant, but it wasn't the playlist. What happened is it got on so many playlists that it triggered the algorithmic playlist, and then it started landing in the actual editorial shit. So I think that playlist sites only work if you're using it in that function, right? To be able to build the rapport of the song to where the algorithm starts to see it a bit more. It's kind of like running ads in a way, I guess. Mm-hmm. But yeah, if you're gonna use any, I'd recommend Playlist Push, I guess. But I wouldn't put my money there unless I have like extra money. If I had to choose, if I had $5,000 and I had to choose what to put it into, I wouldn't put it into there. I would put it into ads. Sheesh. No, not in a bad way though. Just like as a useful tool.
But even if
you have excess capital, then yeah, do it. I think you should do everything that could get your shit more awareness and work. But if it's a priority, if this your last $5, don't put it there.
Even editorial playlists, I feel like don't really make that big of a difference.
They do though. A difference within the app. Right? Because Look at Me Now landed on one of the larger playlists by man, shout out Max October from Spotify. That's my dog, man. And you know, like he loved that song and he put it in, and I seen the jump in streams. I don't know if the jump necessarily correlated to like impact externally.
Right. Like, does it really lead to real
in
fans?
Some way, because they were listening to it. I don't think it always makes a real fan, but it gives you the opportunity to make. It's like an ad. If they choose to fuck with it off what they experience in that little bit of time,
I still don't see the true value in playlisting. It feels like
feels fake.
Feels like a money grab. It feels like radio, but radio still is legit because there's real people who ride around and listen to radio, and it can really break a song.
They do that with playlists. Like when people are in gyms and shit, they just put on a playlist.
That's true.
So it is. It's radio.
It is radio.
It's radio, and it's just it's ads.
It's
marketing.
Like playing the lottery.
It's like if you're depending on it to win, if you're depending on playlists to change your life, right? You're
like playing the lottery
because that's in someone else's hand.
Yeah.
So it definitely is lottery, but it is useful. Yeah, it's very useful.
But it's not going to. I feel like it's not. The main tool that you use to break yourself into the industry. It's kind of like a supplemental thing that you do to add to your streams. I feel like it's not
possible though, because when we launched The Way, I had did a bunch of playlist campaigns, and it started landing in editorial, and Like, The Way was one of the first songs we ever did to do 1 million streams early. Like, it did it literally within months of it releasing. And I seen it going through the playlist, and then people start posting it on IG. We also had the video that went viral on Twitter, so that was like the real world, right? But I feel like it was all kind of connected. But it definitely is lottery, right? Like,
but did it change your life?
Yeah. I mean, we were able to go do shows and like Tessie started getting offers to perform and shit. So definitely, yeah. But I don't know if that was the play. It was everything. We were doing everything. We never relied on one thing.
Was playlist just supplemental to everything else?
Definitely.
Or did playlisting break it?
Nah. Playlist didn't break it. We broke it, but it helped expand it, right? It's an ad.
Yeah.
Playlisting is an ad. So if you have the extra capital, utilize it. If you don't. That was great. That was a great segment. See, that's why we got to, okay, I get it. We got to do the section episodes because they're so deep. It can go so deep, right? We should also bring in like professionals in those spaces.
Right. Or somebody who really curates playlists.
Yep.
What's his name?
Unbiasedly.
The guy that look at me now.
Max October.
Right.
Yeah, come on, Max. We got to bring you on Free Game Friday. Yep, come on.
All right, this one is from Pastor JVL. Well, maybe we should ask them how they would feel about if we did episodes that were specific to topics or if we should continue to do them kind of a mix like how we have been. You say what you want. Does your videographer ever get tendinitis?
Ever get what?
Tendinitis? That is hella funny.
That's you. That's hella funny. Does your videographer ever get tendinitis?
I'm dead. I'm not 100% sure what tendinitis feels like, so I couldn't truly answer that, but I feel like no.
It's a loud ringing where it's also muffling all sound around.
You got tendinitis, bro?
I hear ringing every now and again, but I don't know if it's tendinitis. But
Is it crack, boy?
It's crack, boy.
You smoke crack, don't you?
Nah. My arms be tired, especially when he get to go on for 2.5, 3 hours.
I'll do show. I'll just look and I'll be like, I'm finna keep going.
And I'll be like, if you ever see me on stage, I'll be like this. That's me trying to like stretch my muscles out so that way I can keep going. But
that's hilarious.
Yeah.
This is from @Only4Apollo. How do you determine what?
Dyslexia. He's dyslexic.
Right.
Had to get him.
Spell it. How do you determine what deals to accept when people offer money for a percentage of revenue for a song? Man, we covered this a few times.
What word had you stuck?
Right here. I didn't know what he was saying.
Deals?
Yeah.
Oh.
It was a little rough. So what deals? That's crazy. You interrupted the game for that. Man, the ego can be so crazy sometimes. How do you determine what deals to accept when people offer money for a percentage of revenue for a song, man? So we choose that just from the heart and off like true feeling, right? There's songs that just connect differently and hit differently, and we know how big they are and how much of a long time stock is it. Like some songs are Disney and some songs are Taco Bell, right? And I love both of those. I enjoy both of those, but some shit is just like, no, this has there's a higher entry cost into Disney than into Taco Bell, right? The lowest item in Disney is like $100.
And it's a corn dog.
You feel me? So it's different. It's just different. But yeah, I just try to use the heart. Whatever we feel, whatever feels right.
This is from Stick Me On You.
Come on.
When are you doing another backyard show? Never. They're never gonna. I'm just kidding. April.
Spring through the summer, man. We turning up. We back. Spring to summer, man. This year gonna be crazy season of backyard shows.
Special guests, special stars.
The book's ready. Oh yeah, we got a treat. Gold members, man, y'all about to get a treat. We got some fun coming. How do you record? Oh, this is from Just Call Me Judy.
All right, Judy.
How do you record? Like, are you in a studio, at home, on the go? All of them.
All of
them. Yeah, some shit is in the studio. Some shit is at the crib, at my home studio. Some shit is on the go. We recorded songs on the road.
Right.
Some we're on the pergola. If we're in the Airbnb, sometimes we're in the big studios. Wherever we at, wherever we feel inspired and sparked, that's where we get it in.
That's why all the albums sound different, because he records them in different places and he tries new things when mastering them. Every time. This is from Luke B _75. Did you ever purchase YouTube beats in general early in your career to put your music on streaming services?
Of course. Out of my 23 albums, 15 at least are just YouTube beats. Or maybe 12, maybe half and half. All of my early shit,
7.
like everything before, because even after Taupe, I did like a lot of the Red Bear shit I found on YouTube.
Oh, that's
It'll all
YouTube.
make sense. I mean, I end up connecting with them, but it was all through YouTube.
Because they're not real like YouTube. They're not available on YouTube. Those are packs that they sent you, or those beats are available on YouTube.
Some are like, man, Do That Little Dance is a YouTube beat. Premonitions is a YouTube beat. Like, those are my homies now, so now it's like a different relationship, but those were before I even met them. Like, there was YouTube. Hey, man, shout out to YouTube producer. There's not even a YouTube producer. You're just a producer who's on YouTube, right?
Right.
Shout out YouTube, though, man. I was able to lift my shit, Tessie shit, Filter, Shantae, everything we dropped has been YouTube. That's my first go-to. Because YouTube, you ain't got to deal with all the bullshit that may or may not come with dealing with, a producer in person. Put your shit out, send that split through, you're done. Everybody happy.
It's on
So
you, though.
This is from @Micah Jerome. You done?
You looked up the time, too. This
I
is
don't
crazy.
If I have a complete project, should I release the project as whole or release okay.
She put that there because that's what they put, and she didn't know if she should put singles or if they really just didn't spell it right.
She's funny. You're funny.
She probably didn't know what a signal was,
okay,
if it's like
I
a real
have
music
complete
term.
Project, should I release the project as a whole or release singles first and then the full project? I think it depends on where you at in your career and what type of music you have, right? But I think we're learning lately, like, releasing singles before is a cool thing to do, no matter if you want to.
I like it.
It just builds that, like, buzz and anticipation. And if you have a song that's streaming before the album releases, then when your album release, you already get those streams as well.
And I like the early, like, pre-release where people can save your album. Pre-save, that's what it's called. And, like, when you drop your singles and then you offer a pre-save. I think it's like how people can order a Tesla before it's actually available. So then in March of 2023, you're going to get a Tesla at your door, but you ordered it in February of 2022. And you had to wait all that time, but it's like, I don't have to think about it anymore. I'm still going to get it as soon as it drops. It's like Christmas or layaway.
With a Tesla, you don't get to drive it. With a single, at least you get to listen to it. So
Yeah, but no, I'm talking about the pre-save. It's like, and then when it becomes available, at least in Apple Music, I don't use Spotify, but in Apple Music, you get a little notification that says, like, LaRussell's Omaha album is available now. And it's already been downloaded into your library, and you can save it. And you can
I mean, whatever you feeling, you could do singles or you could just release the project. But I think what's important is releasing content alongside whatever you choose to release.
Right, it's because it drives people to the streaming platform.
Right.
I feel like it's hard to find new artists on streaming platforms now. There's so much trash out there that it's like it gets exhausting. I really enjoy finding new artists.
Where do you find new artists?
I always go to my browse page, and then I have like curated playlists for me. So Apple will curate like a chill playlist and a new music playlist for you based off of what you listen to. And I'll go through there, and then I'll also go through the genres of new releases.
So you find new music through Apple?
Yeah, I don't use Spotify. I have a Spotify account, but
like, you don't get it through like YouTube or social media?
Social media too, but I don't really scroll social media too much to find it. But oh my God, I sent you a girl recently. But yeah, sometimes I'll find people through social media, like, you know how when you watch a reel, if you scroll, it'll take you to the next reel. And because I always stop and listen to music, those are the ones that are suggested to me the most. So I found a lot of great people.
But booty.
You know why?
Recommendations is booty.
You know why?
Right. That's only liking booty. How do you find new music?
I find new music sometimes on Twitter. Sometimes on Twitter, some like people, because I follow a whole bunch of producers
What if you're looking for new music? What do you
Looking
go?
for new music,
What do you go?
I do the same thing you do.
Pandora Shuffle.
You still use Pandora?
Shuffle. Huh.
Yeah, because on Apple Music, the curated for me. Usually, I just let that play while I'm editing photos, and if something catches me, I'm
Yep.
like, hey, this person hard.
I find damn near everything through YouTube.
Is
My
that the
YouTube
platform?
algorithm is phenomenal. Like,
It's
I
whatever
found the
you
Mona
use
Lisa
most.
joint from YouTube, yeah.
I feel like whatever you use most usually will send you the best stuff because you've told it what you like.
True.
They can see how long you stopped and looked at a post for, and they have it down to the millisecond. So if you were scrolling aimlessly and you stopped for half a second and then kept scrolling, they know that caught your attention a little longer than everything else, and they're gonna send you more stuff like that.
Yeah,
Their
they is
capability.
crazy.
It's
Mag,
crazy.
Before we did the live, he texted me and he was like, 156 people opened the email that we sent from the live, and I was just like, this is crazy.
This is odd.
Crazy. Right? Not really though.
It's
because,
creepy.
like,
No, it's kidding.
yeah, except when you're running, like, it depends on what type of business you're
Yeah.
running, right? And what you're trying to build. 'Cause
It's-
you need data
yeah.
to build infrastructure.
I
If you
enjoy
don't
it.
know, you can't fix a problem.
I enjoy it in a way because I'm more likely to see stuff that I enjoy. And I would rather see stuff that I enjoy
And shit
than
didn't come here for.
exactly.
This is from Souza 5. Do you prefer multiple producers for an album or just one? If you know my catalog, then that's an easy one. I much rather prefer one to three max, but really one. It just makes everything easier on the business end, and for me in terms of cohesiveness, it always sounds better when I work with one producer top to bottom, because we're just like creating a metaverse, a world with that album, right? But man, all of my early projects were really great albums too, and they had a slew of producers. But now, yeah, I really try to keep it between like 1 to 3, because we actually do real business now on the music, and now learning with sync and shit. Like it could become a mess
Bruh.
if you have just a ton of people and everybody has different lives and the different ways they do bit. It could just really become a mess. So to start off and make it easy, find somebody you really love and just do one. Even if you do YouTube beats, like I do some of my projects, if it's a YouTube beat, I'll use one producer for the 7 or 8 just so I could try to keep that cohesion and just make it easy when I have to do the back end.
This is from @thecasino_. To be a major independent artist, do you feel like touring is important? We just had a meeting.
Yeah, it's important, but I don't know the necessity of it in today's time, depending on where you want to be as an artist, right? Some artists don't have to tour, and you could be very successful. You can make a lot of money. You never
And be
have
a
to
young
come
boy.
outside, right? And you can have crazy streams. So, yeah, but depending on what type of artist you want to be, I think touring is very important because your live show is your experience, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's cool to watch Disney movies, but going to Disneyland is a different experience, right? And that's really what make people like fall in love with whatever you're doing. Like
But why do you think people wanted to go to Disneyland?
Because they seen the movies first. They hear the music, and then they want to go to the place that made the music or made the movies. That's why people want to come to our shows. They hear the music, and then they're like, I want to go, right, experience that.
Sometimes it's the other way around. Like, I've had a few people at the end of shows be like, my friend just invited me. I had never listened to his music before, but now I'm a fan for real. And it's like,
That's
damn,
tight,
that's dope.
right?
Their first time hearing you was live.
Right?
That's
and
incredible.
that's it could go either way, right? You could
Yeah.
leave Disneyland. Someone could just take you, and you could leave there and be like,
I gotta
need to
go.
figure out what the fuck this is all about, right?
Right.
Yeah, so definitely it works. But I think your live show is just your experience beyond the music. Like, it's your space, your energy that you're able to cultivate. So it's a very important thing. But in today's time, it's also not a necessity. You could be a very successful artist and never have to perform.
Yeah. I guess, yeah, it depends on what kind of success you're going for, because those artists usually feel really disconnected from their fans. Like, your fans love you deeply, and I don't know, like...
You think NBA YoungBoy is disconnected from his fans?
I mean, I'm not a true NBA YoungBoy fan, so I couldn't tell you what it feels like to be a true fan and, like, if you feel close to him or not. But I don't know, it feels a lot less personal. Like, you talk to people at your shows, like, even Umi. like she didn't talk or come out and hug anybody, but you got to feel her energy as a human when you went to her show, instead of just seeing her through a screen or listening to her music. I already knew she was a very, like, she feels like a fairy, like through music, but then I got to experience a fairy in real life when I went to her show, and it just felt different. Like I loved her as a human instead of just loving her art.
You just trying to hit.
Men.
All right, this is.
Why are you laughing?
Right.
All right, show's over, guys.
Ooh, me. I'm just kidding. All right, this is from Coach C Matt 16. Is there plans to come to Texas? Yes, sir. We are coming to Texas next year. It's almost finalized, so we will be in Texas, man. We've been getting a lot of demand, man. Our boys are from Texas. We coming to Clover.
If
Michael.
you guys have questions about where we are going to be coming next, we are going to be announcing where we will be very, very soon. So just stay tuned.
Beautiful. One more. Last one.
Take us home, boys. This is from Game Changer Clothing. I'm building and creating a clothing brand. Should I focus on one product, such as hoodie or t-shirt, or should I have multiple products? I was reading the 22 Laws of Branding, and it said narrow the focus. And they are right. Especially if you're just now building and creating a brand, I think that it's best to have a staple product that everybody loves, that you do really well, and then expand from there. It can become very overwhelming, and you'll end up with a lot of like backstock product, or it can just become a big mess. Like, get great at something first and offer a very great product that makes people love your brand, and then expand and try new things and grow from there.
It's been another marvelous episode of
Free Game Friday,
where we love to talk our shit, man. If y'all got some questions on anything, absolutely anything, publishing, masters, marketing, splits, royalties, business, consultation, life, content, whatever, it's a link in the bio. Send in your questions, man. If you need a personal consultation because you need some deeper answers, or you need your brand to be looked at with a microscope and some tips and some help, man, you can hit that link in the bio. T is giving out her services. I'm also here, so if you got her, you got some of me as well. You'll see me pop in and out. We'll see y'all on the next one. Come on, we're going crazy this year. Somebody finna come give us a big bag for these.
Oh,
and it's going to be beautiful because we keeping this shit rolling, huh?
Yes, sir. Until next time.
Until next time. Shout out Umi.